You're listening to Pull Up a Chair, stories from 100 years of creating community in Jewish Baltimore, a podcast created by the Associated Jewish Federation of Baltimore.
Just bringing up the past sometimes also makes us laugh and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, when we said we couldn't talk
Right,
about
which we
certain
can't
things.
talk about.
Welcome to Pull Up a Chair. I'm your host, Melissa Gear. Each month, we'll explore a different theme, and you'll likely hear some familiar voices, perhaps even friends, colleagues, or neighbors. We'll laugh and reminisce and learn a thing or two about what it means to build and be part of a strong community. Quick history lesson for some context. Back in 1920, the Federated Jewish Charities and United Hebrew Charities merged to form the Associated Jewish Charities. The idea was to streamline support for the burgeoning Jewish population in Baltimore. Now, 100 years later, the organization known as the Associated Jewish Federation of Baltimore is still dedicated to creating a secure, thriving Jewish Baltimore. It's where the community can turn to in times of struggle or celebration, or whether seeking assistance or connection. For this first episode, we hear from two gentlemen who have known each other for a very long time. They've made a lot of memories together. Whether or not they can agree on the details is another story.
It was the WHA?
WMCA. No, what? WMHA.
WMHA. The
Right.
Y. It was, let's put it this way, it was the Y
Young
on
man.
Monument Street.
It was the Y Young Men's Hebrew Association. My name is Lee Kirsh. I grew up in Baltimore, in the Forest Park area.
I'm Harvey Kaplan. I grew up in Baltimore in the Arlington neighborhood. Lee and I have known each other and been friends, brothers, whatever you want to say, for 72 years. It was the YMHA or the Y on Monument Street. I learned to swim there. And it was an interesting place. The gym was, the swimming pool was on the upper floor. And when you went there, they gave you a basket to put your clothes in and give you a pin to put on your bathing trunks.
That's right.
But we would take the streetcar down
Right.
we were living on Garrison Avenue, and we would take the streetcar, I don't remember the numbers, 31, whatever.
32.
No, the 32 was Liberty Heights. The 31 went down Park Heights.
Oh, okay.
Okay? And the JCC opened on Park Heights Avenue. Gosh, I can't even remember how many years ago that was now. But, and they had this swimming pool and what have you, and we would go there.
Both of us belonged to Winans Road Synagogue, which was an Orthodox synagogue. And we had a youth group. And we had a pretty good basketball team. And we would go down to the J and play basketball down there. One year we won the tournament.
We're going to give out leather medals later.
Yeah, right.
That building has grown and grown and grown. So I played racquetball there about 12, 15 hours a week. And that's why I've had both knees replaced and the hip replaced. And I did not play sports in school, not because I didn't want to, but my father was of the opinion that everybody had to learn a trade. So after school, I had to go down to his restaurant and work. My father owned Globus Cafeteria. Back in those days, it was on Baltimore Street in Utah. So the closest I got to sports was to serve Carol Rosenblum, who owned the Colts, his lunch every day. So that was the thing. So I had to go to work, and I wanted to play football. My mother wouldn't let me because one of our neighbor's friends got hurt playing football, and her little boys should never get hurt playing a sport. And I really wanted to play football.
A Jewish boy playing football? Never thought of it.
But at Forest Park, they were all Jewish. So it was a good place to grow up.
Like on Friday and Saturday nights, basically, after having family dinner, we would meet up Mandel's. We would go to the Crest theaters for movies, come back out, meet at Mandel's, or go across the street to the diner. And then we were able to drive. Then we would go to a lot of different places and had a lot of different fun.
Yeah, actually out here not far from where we are now, out here at the J,
Yeah.
on the corner of Ridge and Greenspring, which is a church at this point, but at those days it was a community hall, and there were lots of dances at that point that we would drive across, and we thought we were out in the middle of nowhere.
That's right.
Okay, I mean, it was way out. We'd come across Caves Road, and it seemed like it never stopped, out to Greenspring and then up to there, and there were lots of dances out there.
I guess you could say, we don't know if they were organized or not. I don't know about the one at Ridge Road, but we had good times. We really did.
Harvey and Lee have remained friends for more than 7 decades. They're not riding streetcars to parties anymore or playing basketball at the J, but they are part of a social club called the Bagel Boys. It's based out of the Edward A. Myerberg Center, part of the Associated Family of Agencies. Participating in the Bagel Boys provides Harvey and Lee with yet another opportunity to grow their friendship.
I don't remember. It was probably 10 or 12 years ago, maybe it's 8 years ago. Whatever the amount of time is when the Bagel Boys started. Kornblatt and Marty and Sid, I don't remember their last names, talked to, I don't remember who the director was at that point. They wanted to put this together of having a speaker series, and so they threw out flyers, and I think at the original meeting to discuss whether we were going to do this or not, there was about 6 or 8 of us that showed up. They were putting these flyers out, and now I think the number's 130 or somewhere in that area, and that's what goes on. Now, you can't like every topic, but the fellowship that goes on there is absolutely amazing.
Well, the Bagel Boys to me is the fact that everybody gets together. You sit around, you talk, you get, you kibitz with the guys, you get all the latest gossips, what's happening in the family, and then you sit there and you listen to a speaker, like Harvey said. The Bagel Boys is nice, it really is, and to me it keeps me going, thinking young.
There's very few people that you can keep this closeness going for this, for 7 decades. I mean, we talk to each other. We talk to each other about things that we wouldn't even discuss with anybody else, and we talk about some of the good times and then some of the tough times.
When I was going through my divorce, I had somebody I could lean on, and Mr. Kaplan was there to help me
I get
out.
a mister now?
Well, why not? We're old enough to say that.
Come on, I mean, give me a break. I mean, a mister.
That was Harvey Kaplan and Lee Kirsh, 2 best friends talking about growing up in Jewish Baltimore. This podcast was produced for you by the Associated Jewish Federation of Baltimore, and I'm your host, Melissa Geer. From East Baltimore to Forest Park, from Pikesville to Randallstown and beyond, the Associated has been there for the community every step of the way. Don't miss the next episode with more stories from your friends and neighbors in Baltimore's Jewish community. Thanks for listening. You've been listening to Pull Up a Chair, stories from 100 years of creating community in Jewish Baltimore. It's part of the Associated's centennial celebration.